with the technique that you use, and then see what it doesn't have any makeup, so I can use the same one. And then the lipstick also with the cutie. Then we're going back to the cleanser. So we massage a little bit the cleanser to do its job, and now we are with wet cotton, what 4x4. The thing is, with the male clients that they have there, it's more difficult to do upward movements because will irritate the skin if I do that. So that's why I'm doing down. Here I definitely can do. No, I use one body. I put just the time. The one. You always, during the facial, you are in contact with the client's skin. That's very important. With the way they feel about it. So the technique of drying the skin is like that. They feel like something is organized. It's not, your hands are not all over the place and you are really doing something that you know what you are doing. That's why I point all these little things. Calms the skin down, the facial release, besides restoring the acidity of the skin. And I do a little extractions too today for them. We have little things going on. The next step would be building exfoliation. Physical or mechanical exfoliation is not, there are not the rough particles or microdermabrasion is also would be enzyme exfoliation, so peels. So there are many kinds of exfoliation. We need to exfoliate the skin, so reveal exactly the type of the skin we're gonna work on, and will help our products to penetrate better, The peel will interact better with the fibers of collagen and elastin. So gommage, it is a very gentle exfoliator. I'm going to apply a good amount. I personally work with the gommage instead of letting dry for 5 minutes. Because in that time I get even more information about the skin. I feel everything what it is inside before analyzing, and I kind of design in my mind the step that I will take after that. If the skin absorbs completely the gommage, the gel exfoliant, you may apply another layer. That means gives another information to me that the skin was dehydrated and was absolutely absorbed into the skin instead of staying on the surface and work with in order to digest the dead cells, and then when I rub it off with some type of movement, will come off the dead skin. So it is a certain amount with the amount that you are doing. This time, we're not going to use the steam alone because the gommage has to dry. If I will keep it moist, I will never be able to exfoliate. And that could be applied on face, neck, and also on leg. In this case, I cannot go. It's all wrapped up. So now I do feel through my touch all the imperfections that I may need to take care of after. Do you use any products at this time? Hmm?
I use products.
Yeah. Do you use any product? Do you have a routine for your skin? Do you use any products?
I mean,
Nothing?
no, I exfoliate.
With Sonar?
I haven't been using Smudge recently, but I've been using like Mascara. Yeah. Well,
It is important to talk to the clients before you go into the pills and any other steps after that, because you need to understand exactly what the skin gets every day. If they use alpha hydroxy, if they use retin-A, if they use enzyme pills, you may take that in consideration how to do the facial, which is very, very good. It has a sensitive skin, Already the gommage is also a little acidic. Okay. So, do you feel any burning at this time?
just doing.
Okay. So this we're gonna play with for maybe 5 minutes until it's gonna dry, and then we'll rub it off. I can do a little lymphatic drainage around the eyes until waiting for the gommage to dry. The redness kind of disappeared right now. Do you see? It's in the beginning was a little pinkish, and it's coming down. Probably pretty soon, I'm gonna be able to exfoliate it. This is a step I do in every single brush. It is very rewarding after you remove that. You really see exactly the skin. Did you ever work with a homage before? Yeah. Yes. And you just left it to dry, or how did you work with it? We were told to let it dry for about 15 minutes. Yeah. Oh, so you let it dry. Yeah. I'm more like working with. Now it's starting. See? You guys can step close if you would, and just take a peek at it. So you hold instead of stretching the skin, you hold, and very little you hold. Hold it. Of course, you can do that. Interlace movement. I like the circular movement to be. So if you can see all this is coming off. Good amount. You are doing good. Helping me for the show. I know you're supposed to use a brush to remove. I personally don't do that because I'm gonna get dizzy because this is a really or it's rocking you. Go to sleep. What I'm doing is any different than what you were taught in school? No? So it's the same technique or Here, a beautiful line. There you go. So we'll start, if you pull the skin a little bit, then you see how clogged the pores are. He has some breakouts on the chin area and mostly on the T-zone, blackheads on the nose. The blood vessels are close to the surface. That gives the pinkish redness. The forehead also, there are clogged pores. So for him, would be the most important would be to use the glycopolymer and also do the cleaning. A healthy skin, a clean skin is a healthy skin, a healthy skin is a beautiful skin. So the first step in all the treatments that will be done on him would be first of all to clean the pores. Okay, so that is very, very, very. So now we're gonna do application of the pill. You look at the skin and you already see that the skin, it is pinkish. So we'll do the application of the pill, but I'm not sure if we're gonna do few tasks. We'll see how the skin. So you have to work on the skin, eyes always on the skin, and see how it reacts to every single step until you will become very confident to go for it. So we're gonna do, are you familiar with the pills that Sonage is like a signature pill? So there are glycopolymers. It's not glycolic acid. Glycolic acid has the smallest molecule, but these are the basics for you to understand how the line works. So instead of using glycolic acid, which can penetrate deeper than we want to, and miss the target, stay on the surface and work with collagen and elastin fiber, Sonage has glycopolymers, which means the little glycolic acid molecules that are built into long blocks, which are similar with the protein in the skin, which are collagen and elastin. So staying on the surface, these big molecules, they dance with the collagen and elastin. And what is really doing the glycolic acid to the skin? Beside the fact that induces collagen production and all this expression, I want to explain to you how exactly works. The glycolic acid, the glycopolymer, works in the reaction between two amino acids of the skin. Okay, so amino acids are the block builders of protein. So amino acids go together and make peptide. Peptide go together and make collagen and elastin in the protein. So the glycolic acid acts in the reaction between two amino acids which are in equilibrium. When you introduce in an equilibrium reaction, the reaction moves in order to diminish the constraint of the reaction. So these two amino acids are serine and glycine. You put glycolic acid, moves the equilibrium to glycine towards glycine, which glycine makes collagen. Serine is the bad guy because serine is a protease which destroys the collagen. So basically goes for the good guy and destroy the bad guy, serine. So this is a glycolic acid on the skin, how builds collagen. Now we're gonna use it to see. We should not place. 10. 2, 2. So you cover the whole surface. How is that? So far, so good.
Yeah.
What you may want to do in the beginning is with a little bit of lasering, that is prior the peel, that, you know. I am at the point that I don't do that anymore, but for you, you know, so you will not go close to the eyes. You apply a little bit of lasering around the eyes.
Remember we talked about the protection, and if he had some active open wounds or an open blister or blemish, you would also protect it.
Yeah, because then it opens skin, and you protect also the lip area. Do you feel anything? How strong that is?
Like 2 out of 5. It's on the itchy side.
Itchy side,
Yeah, that's why when he tells the patient, the client tells you that you do a little tapping. So we will. I think I can apply a second layer on the skin because behaving very well.
every like few strokes.
You know, you look at the skin, so you apply and you see that it's wet.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's wet. Now it starts not to be wet. You may need something else.
So you should actually be able to see the peel on the skin.
Yeah,
is what she's saying.
you see that the skin has the peel. Now it's not anymore. So I don't know, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. It depends also on how much you absorb these 3.
Question. Why do we use Q-tips instead of like gauze or like intensity wire or something like that?
The gauze, it's rough, and I don't need
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, not for this type of skin. The cotton absorbs too much of the product and stays in the cotton and doesn't go on the skin. So that's why I'm using the tube.
It's much more contained. You're not gonna waste product. If you wanna soak a cotton ball, you're gonna have to put it in a bigger dish. You're gonna dip the big cotton in there. It's gonna soak most of the product and it's not, everybody has Q-tips. You don't need another.
Yeah, the gauze is not as absorbent as the cotton is, but it is rough, you know. Now we get to the point that we decide if we want to neutralize the peel or not. There are two options. If the skin is getting red, and I don't neutralize phase 1 and 2, but you may need the experience to do it. So then, if the skin you feel like, okay, I need to stop the action of the peel, then you know. Do you have a neutralizing solution?
I don't have it ready, but I can get it for you. You wanna neutralize it?
I mean, for them to see.
So peel, mild peel that they start, they don't call for neutralizing, but if you wanna
don't
see, yeah, I can.
I mean, if you want, I don't, as I said, I'm not gonna, that is just for demonstration. Phase 1 and 2, I don't. The mild one, I don't know about. And as you said, he still feels a little bit of steam, which activates more. It doesn't dilute. I mean, all the water, it doesn't get water on the skin. Okay? It gets the warm steam, which activates more. Which we're not going to use steam with higher phases of pollen. That's another situation. What do you
The
feel?
baking soda and water solution.
Thank you.
Right.
Beside grade or beyond grade? Beside grade, what do you feel?
No, it's like burning.
It's burning?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a good idea to neutralize because burning, you have to stop the burn.
I'm pretty weak when it comes to
What?
I'm just pretty weak when it comes to the things.
It's burning more than in the beginning when I applied first layer or
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just my cheeks. My cheeks.
Feels better.
Stick right there. Always.
Because there is the area where I'm telling you that you have the one the chicky, rose chickies, rosy chicky.
Yeah.
Better?
Mhm.
Better.
Yeah.
See, that is always you have the neutralizing solution and you stop the activity of the pill. The pill did its job, doesn't have to go forever and penetrate more. Any more working?
It's funny.
All done or still?
I mean, there's like a little bit of residue, but it's like nothing. Better.
Nothing beside what we want to hear. So that's why the goals, if I would have these goals, will make it even more red and uncomfortable. And we don't. I mean, we want to see results with stronger pills, but we don't want to make it uncomfortable. Okay. The next step will be, so the pill divide, increase the turnover rate of the cells. So new cells are coming out to the surface right now. So what we want to do, we want to apply a product that feeds that little baby cells, and that will be the hindrance product. There is already a change in this. I'm not sure if from your point of view you see that or not. Do you?
Yeah.
After the exfoliation and after the peel. Now the next step will be steaming and extraction, which I'm gonna do a little bit of extractions for you. Like it or not, here I come. How do you feel with that?
Good.
Oh, it's good. Because there are some people, they don't like extraction. Some people, they love extraction. But you have to do whatever you think it's going to be good for the skin and convince the client that even if it is a little painful, it's what is best for you in this time of the treatment. I want to apply a little bit more lasering around the eyes to protect the eyes more from the skin, and I don't want to get and it's not only protection, is the eye area, the lids. There are not too many eye cream that you can apply on the lids. The eye cream in general, you apply starting from here and going down, starting from here and going down, with tap movement or whatever you feel comfortable to apply. On the eyelids, the skin is too thin, so the eye creams, eye products are very powerful products. You don't want that product to get into the eye through that thin skin. So that's why we have lasering, which has a big molecule. It's not extracted from petroleum like Vaseline. It is plant extract, but has the big molecule that takes away the dryness, but doesn't penetrate, stays on top of the lids. So you can use that during the treatment to make the eyelid area better, because all the eye creams are suggested to be used around here, starting on the bone here and go down and go down. Now we're gonna try to do some extraction, which is the fun part for all of us. That would be off camera representing a user lens. Are you taught in school? No, Lance? No. So you don't want me to? Okay, so we're not. Back in business. Back in business.
Yeah.
By the way,
Hypothetical. Use the hypothetical answer.
The way I do extractions is I don't use the tool, never. I think it's too damaging for the skin. And also, no matter how much you disinfect, sometimes you get to the blood. So what I do, I use Kleenex, and I always work through the magnifying lamp. You always pull your skin before to see exactly. They are laughing about me, not about you. We are doing good, thank you. So I guess you are not too excited to look at this.
Is it good?
Now you are coming almost done. And sometimes I use a box of Kleenex. See, you push from far away. And try not to slide. This nose is on the shine. Okay. I should high frequency and
It's the.
structure over. High frequency.
So for those of you on Zoom, because we did extractions, so Mariana has some damp gauze. Does it have a little bit facial rinse on it?
Facial.
Little bit of facial rinse on it, just for it will help with some antibacterial and now we're going to do a little bit of high frequency.
Yeah, and if you want, you can use also without the gauze to that some area without contact, in contact. At one time. Look all these pores. How clean they are. I'm gonna use a little bit of botanical souffle for the massage. And then I'm gonna do like a more like a lymphatic drainage with the little baby trioles. But to get into the technique massage, there are many different techniques depend on the skin. This skin at this time doesn't need stimulation. So stimulation would be massage, pinching, and effleurage, and doing this movement will not be good. So we're gonna do a penetrating massage. Once I can explain to you also the stimulating. I don't think the patient needs any more stimulation at this time on his skin. Definitely we can use RNR too. And that would be the penetrating massage. You start with the neck and then go down. Start with the neck with 3 movements and then get. And repeat 3 times per time. Then also full contact. I can do around the eyes more stimulating massage. I'm gonna start with the base.
And I guess it's Michael, after the peel and the extraction and the high frequency, they should be feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's so
I have cold. So you kind of try to work on the lymph pads and also bringing to the main lymph nodes here. If you have room, you start opening these lymph nodes with pulsating movements before you start the lymphatic. And then you bring everything down there. And, I can use a big time. A bigger freezer with balls, gloves, and do a little bit more thawing if necessary, directly on the mask or another compresses. I would really recommend you to use this 4x4 gold that are cotton and easy to use. What do you use in school? Hmm? What do you use?
Estimate, the same one.
The same one? The Vebril one? Which
These are
one?
not STYs, these are Hebrews.
So which one?
Use anti-wipes, like
ST?
Yeah, what we use here is called Webril, WEBRRL. And the thing with them is that you can do the whole facial in probably like 2 of these. Because if you notice how many times she just reuses it, just wash and reuse, wash and reuse. So this is another great technique for when you're using, especially the Tulsi mask, because the clay mask tends to dry out.
Right.
So if you have it covered and then use the clothes on top, it keeps the clay mask moist and it doesn't let it harden, and it's much easier to remove it. Because when clay starts to harden and you're starting to remove it, then it just tugs the skin. So you never want to let the mask dry out completely. And this is a great way to keep it moist.
Unless it is a very oily skin. So you want to dry so you will absorb all the oils. But it's not this case, it's not a very oily skin. So that's why we choose this technique to calm down and keep it moist.
it's Regal and
And guys, yeah.
I really like them. I kind of prefer them over sponges now.
Well, sponges never part of like Sonaj never advocates sponges, because then you have to first of all always give that sponge to that right.
Sponges are
Yeah.
last century.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they told us to use at my school. Yeah. I just feel like they're constantly like dirty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like they just absorb everything.
They have the liability.
Yeah.
But when you're gonna start working, you will have the liability.
Yeah.
What happens, so the more disposable things you use, you will be safe
Yeah.
for client and for yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're using a sponge, you either use that for the client and you throw it away, or give it to the client that to take home with them. Yeah, throw it away, yeah. Because sponges, they just attract too much bacteria.
And they're not cheap either. They're not like very sustainable. The cheap ones are suspicious.
They're not cheap, but they are not disposable. It's a little bit of work now to remove the mask. Yeah, for the hair area, you may need to use a dry Kleenex to make sure the mask doesn't stay stuck in the hair. Beautiful. Even more beautiful than before. Very. Now I'm gonna apply his finishing stream again the botanical supply. What do you plan to work, start working? Where? Which area?
Where do you plan to start working?
No plans?
Wait, what?
What's he saying?
Are you,
What?
who are you asking?
Everybody,
Oh.
everyone in the room.
Hello, you. Started at Ulta in the dermatological lab. Because I wanted to go somewhere where they had further education, but that was a good plan for me. I actually got into skincare because I worked at Sephora like years ago. And now I buy none of my skincare from there, so not a big.
For fun.
Yeah, seems window shop.
Let's try it.
No, you wouldn't have to get it more.
Right.
It is a moisturizer. It's SPF. It's tinted. Doesn't have the same coverage as a foundation has, but it's nice and gives you a glow.
Mhm.
It really does work on most skin tones.
Yeah. Blends into the skin.
You have like ceramides in it or not?
Yes.
So
It has some ceramide, it has some peptides, it has some niacinamide,
Yeah, that's like
so.
so good.
Yeah, I noticed a really big difference with my moisturizer is nice and now.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just like.
there you go.
No, don't stop.
Start all over again.
Do you have your own private practice?
I do.
Any questions? Anybody here, any questions on what you just saw or any questions in general?
Yeah. I really like it.
What's your favorite product? Is that
Insonar. Top choice.
if you use start.
Top choice. No. I like all of them, yeah, you know, it's what I need for myself, or what I need. And there are new products coming, one better than the other, and they are so healthy, yeah.
A little bit of mask in
Oh,
his nose.
yes.
There we go.
Yeah, it's
Smells
okay, it's
good.
healthy,
You look so good.
you know, so they are healthy
Yeah.
products, you don't put a petroleum extract into.
One of each.
Mariana actually has, for like multi-generational, right? You have, she has clients who like she was treating the
Other mother.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
I think